And here we are back again, continuing right where we left off. You see what we did there because it's the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy, so I said that we're continuing right where we left off. Funny sometimes. But welcome in nonetheless. Yes, welcome back to the Ace Attorney trilogy, where during this week of streaming, it has only been 2 days since our previous stream in this episode in this series today. So everything is fresh in our minds that what happened last time out in our adventures in Justice for All. So we will continue that good time today. So welcome everybody in Twitch land and YouTube land, wherever you're enjoying this from. If you're in YouTube land and end up enjoying the video, of course, do let me know your thoughts and feelings. Leave a like and comment down below; they do help with the metrics. And please feel free, if you want to go further with your love and support, to maybe see more of this in the future, feel free to subscribe. Click the button for subscribing, and click the button, the bell next to it, to get those hopefully the push notifications through to your box where new uploads come in. So as you can see today, I am Become Potato behind my PNG tuber today, and also another little quick change here is I am now doing a hotfix of changing controllers. I think I've noticed in the past couple of streams that my DualShock 4 that I've been using for PC gaming for quite a while now, I believe that the USB connector, the mini USB in the controller itself, is becoming on the fritz, and is kind of, you know, it drops out every now and then, and I have to have it wired to the PC. I can't do it wireless because my PC doesn't have a wireless thing in it, so I can't Bluetooth it or anything like that. I can't wireless it, so it has to be wired. And I think the connector in the actual like USB port in the controller itself is becoming a bit, worse for wear, worn out. So it means that I've had my controller like drop out for games and such, which terrible for some of the other games I play, which are a lot more involved than this. So as a quick hotfix, we are now using my PlayStation 5's DualSense controller from here on in. Of course, I will not be asking or demanding anything like that, but if anything does come through support-wise, monetary-wise during today, it may very well go towards me getting a new dedicated PC controller, probably replacement DualShock 4, something quite cheap and sturdy. That might be what it does. Also, before we move on, I realize that there is something that I haven't fixed with the layout itself. If I go to the Ko-fi, because we are now no longer in March, we are in April. So everybody has made it through April Fools, let's hope so, and didn't fall for anything too bad, I hope. Let's just see if I know my login credentials for this. I don't think it's that. It might be that instead. Or there might be one of those instead. That's the one I'm needing. That's the one I'm going on for. So I'll go back to that, and then I just a case of editing the goals here. Bear with me a second. So change to that. Right, update that. That should hopefully be changing now, and we are good to go, I think. All right. I could have done that stuff before doing that. I missed that Scryfall went 90s for only a day. You'll have to let me know what Scryfall even is, Cat, because that's a reference gone way over my head. But nonetheless, I do see you. Hello. It must be an April Fool's thing, but I have no idea what Scryfall is, let's be honest. But nonetheless, I do hope you enjoyed today. As we continue, farewell my turnabout. We had a bunch of folks return to us. Chief among which, right at the end of last time, was Husbando right here. But yeah, this case is going to have a whole bunch of returning cast, it turns out. The largest Magic the Gathering card database. Again, okay, I have context now, so thanks for that, but I don't play Magic the Gathering, so, yeah. But anyway, I do find that interesting, even though I don't play it. I do find it interesting, so, yeah. Sounds fun. Right then, as I said, Husbando has come back, as well as a bunch of other characters from Ace Attorney Adventures past. Some yay, some did that person really have to come back? We're looking at you, old bag. But yeah, we had an award show for ninja mascots of TV shows. One of them was about to do a news conference that may or may not have been set up for them, and the actor has been accused of getting rid of another one of the actors. So this is gonna be an interesting time. But anyway, the first point of call will be, yeah. Figure out why Edgeworth is now back in my life. Let's just have a talk about, yeah, got some of the messages out there. Alright, here we go. I thought you, the prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, had gone and died.
Mr. Nick!
I never wanted to see you again. I think that's enough of a warm welcome for someone you haven't seen in a year. Are you gonna run tomorrow's trial? You heard her, right? That wild mare hasn't given in yet, it seems. So, no, I don't think I'll be making an appearance. Your hatred for me is quite unhealthy, and not to mention one-sided. But I will say one thing. You can't win on your own at the trial tomorrow. And what is that supposed to mean? I have something definitive that you lack. And working together is the definition of teamwork. It's the power to find the truth. The truth? In order to understand this case, you have to understand a certain truth. Well, if you ever feel the need for my assistance, it is available to you. I'm not in charge of this case, so I can be a bit more generous with information. Just what is going on inside his head? Yeah, what are the inner machinations of Edgeworth like right now? There's something that, is afoot. That's gotta be why he's, making his special appearance again. There's gotta be something afoot. A lot of things may have happened. However, Manfred von Karma was still my mentor. And a perfect win record is a proof of a von Karma. 1 year ago, you couldn't establish guilt in a few cases. Are those losses the reason you suddenly disappeared from the prosecutor's office? Did you leave because you had lost your perfect win record? To think your motivation for prosecuting trials was so selfish. It'd be better for everyone if you never came back from the dead, Edgeworth. I see. Then let me ask you something. Why do you stand in the courtroom? What is your reason? Ah, throw that back in my face. Come on. Own up to it, Phoenix. Own up to your husbando. These are the you know, these are the very, very hard talks that sometimes a happily wedded couple need to have, you know? Well, with Franziska, she almost always says,
I will defeat you this time.
The instant she sees me. But the courtroom is not a personal battlefield for prosecutors and lawyers. I stand in the courtroom to defend my client. To save their lives. To save your clients, you say? Those who think only of their own ego-driven goals, those kinds of prosecutors are reprehensible to me. Even if you're a prodigy. Or prodigy, shall I say that word correctly this time? Or someone like you, Edgeworth. It looks like there is still a lot you have yet to learn. A lot I have yet to learn? Me? Well, that's enough for now. The time when you will see is coming soon enough. Husbando, what dark secrets have you got in? Let's see if he has anything to say about any of my evidences. I've no interest in talking about useless evidence. Put a little more thought into what you show me, Phoenix Wright. Still as stuck up as ever. Right, just go through literally everything and just, do it like that. It may not be the evidence itself, but it may be some of the profiles of people, to get on as well. So we'll go through those a bit later too. Just making sure I go through literally everything. Not interested in the fact that, yeah, Maya got kidnapped as well, and I have the radio transceiver to prove that. Alright, cool. Yep, no interest in any of that whatsoever. I have an idea, actually. Was this always at, like, full blast? That may not always have been at full blast, now that I think about it. Though I don't remember what full blast it was at, so, yeah. Might have been something like... Could have been something like there instead. Or maybe all the way down here. I don't know, I can't remember. But yeah, just basically trying to find myself, like, the perfect volume for this one. I think that'll be fine for now. Yeah, it might have been that instead that I need to change and whatnot. Alright, let's get back to it. Profiles. Profiles of Friendlies. Do you have anything about some of these people? Oh, come on, you gotta go something about Gummy, right? We are looking into leads, but we can only look into a few key players with our limited resources. There's no reason for us to waste our energy investigating this person. Why don't you just tell it to me straight and say, I don't have any info, like you were previously? I cannot believe you do not have any interest in Gumshoe right now and his salary evaluations. Not Maya either. Not Pearl. I mean, if you're looking into leads, probably all the people that are involved in this case itself. There is an interesting rumor about this man. You mean the one about Miss Andrews getting close to him? That's pretty common tabloid fare, isn't it? I don't take things at face value when there's more to be found. Okay, fine. While I was abroad, these deplorable types of actors became popular, I take it. Well, refreshing like a spring breeze is his motto. Refreshing? And what is so refreshing about a spring breeze? Oh my god, Edgeworth, you were so sheltered. You were so absolutely sheltered. You never took a spring breeze to the face? Like, come on now. Oh, sounds like the Pollen's not treating him well this year. Ah, now I remember. Edgeworth is a hay fever sufferer. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh boy, how about Oldbag? Not looking into leads. How about Adrian Andrews, then? Adrian Andrews. She holds a large secret within herself. A secret? Living in the countryside as spring breezes were horrid. I mean, yeah, you probably had a waft of, like, you know, wet dew, or, in this case, you probably had a lot of pollen in your face. Probably that's why, yeah. You can't help but feel that this whole case revolves around her. Does it really? No key players. Francisco's not a key player. What about yourself? What happened to you? You're looking into leads. Not interested about talking to yourself then, okay. This woman is another key to solving this case. Do you really think so? She was Adrian Andrews' mentor a long time ago, but she was suddenly called away by a different show and became Juan Corrida's manager. And then, a few months later, Celeste Impax died. But her death was ruled a suicide, right? Yes. But there is still one riddle we've yet to be solved. We've yet to solve. A riddle? Her suicide note. It went missing. No one could find it. A suicide note that just vanished, huh? Welly, welly, well, we're suddenly getting some ammunition. Alright then. Nothing that pollinates, it's just the Bignor. Probably a shame that you live too close to a farm then, maybe. Oh well. Miss Impax's death was most certainly a suicide. Of that there is no mistake. However, we could not find her suicide note. That's when the police began to suspect that someone had hidden it. The suicide note? But how do you know Miss Impax had ever written this? had ever written such a note. There was no solid evidence. However, we did find traces of ink on her right index finger, which makes the likelihood of a suicide note very high. But who would hide such a thing? The police think it was Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Ah, yeah! Thanks for, this horrifying image. Okay. Bit of a warning on that one. It should have been in place, but okay. Alright. He was the one who found her body, which makes him the only person who had a chance to hide her suicide note. Mr. Corrida hid his own manager's suicide note? But why? Fuel to the actor's feud, possibly. As long as her note is missing, any speculation beyond this is meaningless. For now, I think you should look at this over. This is a suicide report. Part 1, anyway. There'll be an updated one later. Part 1? Alright, suicide report part 1. Added to the court record. Deceased was Celeste Impax, found by Juan Corrida. Was her suicide note hidden? And if it was, by whom and for what reason? All of this will be looked at later. Okay, excuse me and all of that. Right, no more talking to Edgeworth. We could have a look at all these again. The very, very scary thing over there.
Aw, it's kinda cute. Mr. Nick, what is this stuffed animal's name?
There's the blue... Oh, sorry, I gave the chief a Kermit voice, didn't I? Yeah, that's the Blue Badger. You know, what's my idea? I made it. It's this precinct's mascot, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll get him a signed mascot of every police station if it's the last thing I do.
Oh, I hope you succeed in your mission, sir.
Bold to, guess that, I think. I could look at everything, but I feel like that might be a bit of a waste of time at this point. I know usually I like to get all the flavor text, but, we're gonna see if we can sort of, like, move things along and, focus on things that could be important, because I don't think anything here is gonna be much more important. Horror flashbacks to 1-5. You're lucky I can't remember the Blue Badger theme off the top of my head. You're very lucky in that regard. I do something else, but, it's a different tune entirely. But yeah. Right, let's get moving to... I don't think detention center just yet. Unless we have a word with him about some of the stuff that we saw. We could do that. March 21st, detention center, visitor's room. I'm gonna look at that in that regard since it's engraved into your poor brain. Oh, no. I mean, if I see the episode again, then I'm bound to, you know, remember. Ah, lawyer dude! So, what did you find out? Well, I'm still in the middle of investigating. I see. But I've already told you everything I know, dude. Have you really? Can you tell me about your activities last night? After I got the award, I took a break and went back to my room. I had that post-ceremony stage show to do, so I was in my Nickel Samurai costume. And you were alone the entire time? My manager was running around being busy, so yeah. Because of the press conference you were supposed to hold after the show? I told you, dude, I have no idea about any press conference, alright? Oh, that's strange. I thought the Nickel Samurai was gonna confess something. Anyway, when I was leaving my room, that's when I noticed it was kinda noisy. Mr. Corrida was already dead at that time. Yeah, that's what I gathered anyway from my manager. I'm beginning to gather that this guy can't really do a thing on his own. And that's when the detective in the green coat showed up. He searched me, and then out of the blue, the dude arrested me. I got a feeling we've already been through all this, but let's get it again to remind ourselves. about you and the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. What sort of... That's got nothing to do with anything, dude. Man, with a face of his, you can even tell he's the same age as me. What, with the absolutely chiseled... Absolutely chiseled jaw that he has, whereas you are very perky and rounded in that way. I'm gonna say Chad chin, something or else of a chin. Definitely not Chad chin. I mean, that could just be the genes. And he wanted to try and make a jamming ninja movie, even though we all know it'd fail. The Nickel Samurai still won in the end, right? Yeah, I took the Grand Prix by storm. So why would I, the winner, have any reason to kill the guy anyway? Dude, you'd think it'd be the other way around, you know? That it could very well be, but now we have more things to potentially give untowards you. Have you ever seen this thing before? Oh, dude, I know I like to throw money around, but it's not like I buy anything and everything. Oh, that's nice, because it's not for sale anyway! Probably not then. I don't think I've talked to you about this. What do you think about this article? If you're talking about her thing with Juan, I always thought she was a bit careless in the way she handled it. And... that's it? That's it! Wow. Nothing like that. You don't like tomato juice, you don't like music. Do you have any news about... Oh, hang on. He might have something.
What's wrong?
How much do you know? What do you mean, how much? Mr. Lawyer, I may be your client, but I hope you'll keep yourself out of my personal life. No, I would never. Yo, dude, this dude's trying to totally get into my personal life, dude. What do I do about it, dude? Hey, it's alright. Oh, is that right, dude? Hey, it's alright, dude. Hey, chill. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lunch appointment I have to keep. But you're in detention! Who in the world are you gonna eat with, a security guard?
Mr. Nick?
This Celeste Impacts lady. Somehow, I get the feeling she is a very important person in all this. She's a pretty important person in all this. She's a PIP. Pretty important person. Right, that's all y'all have got. And I can only go back to criminal offense. Nothing new has come out about that. I guess back to the hotel and see if things are happening here. Hang on. Nope. Very annoying lady will be like just talking about her measurements. Thou has anything... Right, no. I get the feeling that, old back here is not gonna be that much more useful to us since we've already broken down, all of her what's-its. And it turns out very, very easily, which was an absolute, just like, brilliant, I think, sort of turnaround on that one. She had like 4 locks, but instead they just got all broken by one little thing that we had to do. Just one tiny thing, and it broke all 4 of the locks just so easily. Just like, wow, you got me there, video game. Right then. She completely just fell apart. Because she was like, oh, is that from my Juan? Oh, I want that from my Juan, alright. And then just, fell over like a stack of cards in a stiff breeze, But what about Will Powers here? Do you have anything about our supposed very important link here? Our PIP, pretty important person? I'm honored you're asking me, but I have no idea who this person is. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to apologize so much. Sorry. God, what did I just say? Oh, you're lucky you're so big and lovable. Almost oafish, but you know. And probably again, against my better judgment. Do you know anything?
I told you how many times now. I'm a journalist. I got so much info running laps in my head I forget things here and there. Please, don't get so worked up over this. I don't care if you beg me. The answer to all kids. That's the Scout's motto, learning youngsters.
Remind me to never put you in charge of a child, ever. Okay, then. Oh, hold. This is where I found Adrian Andrews, and things might be new happening here. March 21st, Gatewater Hotel. On guard's hotel room.
Looks like Miss Andrews isn't here.
That's not good. I still have a few questions I want to ask her.
And she has that cyclock in her heart, right?
Well, we don't have much of a choice. I guess we'll have to come back later. Oh, for God's sake. Right, things are still going on, it turns out, somewhere. How about Corrida's room? Right, if I go to examine and then slide over the room. Was there something we have overlooked here? No, we're gonna go look at the bedrooms. All of the bear adjacent paraphernalia, stuffed toys. You thought the boombox might have been something. The T-bone steak that they all appear to have. The only thing that the high-end food establishments seem to serve is just that. Hello, fridge. There are all sorts of There are all sorts of things in this refrigerator.
The carrot juice bottle and the tomato juice bottle are both empty.
Empty? It's too much of a hassle to throw them away, I guess. But they're all vegetable juices. I guess it must have been a real health nut.
Oh, there's a beet, some ketchup, and a bottle of strawberry jam, too.
Maybe red was his favorite color? Interesting, it's all about that red. I don't think carrot juice is typically like that red. Like, it's... Nah. Thinking about it, nah, it is kind of a red kind of thing there. So yeah, carrot juice, tomato juice, ketchup, strawberry jam, lots of red things. Sometimes a lot of red things on the bears as well. What is this all about the red? What's this all about, huh? Okay. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I mean, I know she's not... I know she's not there anymore, but I don't think I properly saw to everywhere in that room, so... Let's get a look in. I saw all that. I saw all that. None of the bags back there. Nothing on the dresser. Outside, no. Couch, no. T-bone steaks. No. No, alright then. Nothing much to do about that. Okay, I presented the profile onto her, but what about the report on the suicide? Damn it. Of course not. Yeah. I got a feeling that Lotta's not going to be useful at this point, at this juncture. How about... You, nope, you know nothing about it, that's fair. Nothing about that either. Criminal affairs. I mean, let's get his opinion on it. I don't like to look through reports. I like suicide reports even less. Worst of all, there are reports that have multiple parts like that one. That has 2. 2 parts? What you just handed me is the first part of the report. Here is the second part. Wait! Edgeworth, you were the one that gave me the first part in the first place, and you're the one that's holding on to the second part, being like, oh wait, I forgot I had this here. But Edgeworth, come on! I thought you were smarter than this. The second part of the report is about an attempted suicide. The attempter's name! It's Adrian Andrews!
Miss Andrews? What did she do?
Edgeworth, should we say this in front of an 8-year-old? Is this kosher? I have a feeling she's not... She tried to kill herself? She doesn't seem like the kind of person to try to kill herself, though. Though that's probably why she's now so very, you know, methodical and, you know, unemotional and stoic to literally everything. Probably. You think she's a strong career woman? That's just what she wants you to think. Adrian Andrews, she has a certain secret she's always trying to hide.
A secret?
Her dependent nature. That's what she's really like on the inside. Miss Andrews, dependent? Dependent. Talk about the exact opposite of what that woman is. So, do I have it all now? Ah, okay, this changed around, so we can have a word about that now, I guess. Pearl's been in the middle of so many ones already. Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, a bit too much. For somebody that just went sheltered for 8 years of her life and is now all of a sudden out in the open and being exposed to all of this. You know, I'm surprised she's, like, handling this without, you know, growing up to, you know, have issues later. Then again, she might do, I don't know, but, meh. Anyway, dependent nature. What's this about Miss Andrews having a dependent nature? Adrian Andrews' attempted suicide was a few days after the death of Celeste Impax. And? And why did Adrian Andrews think about committing suicide? Because she had apparently lost her will to live. Lost her will? But why would she... Her pillar of strength, her mentor, Celeste Impax, was gone forever. That's why. Why would that...
Is this what they call following someone to their grave?
After her attempted suicide, Adrian Andrews started attending counseling sessions. She's someone who needs a person in whom she can trust absolutely. And once she finds a person, she'll do anything she can to keep them near. Ah, a rather strong complex like that, got it. Without such an anchor in her life, her crippling anxiety stifles her ability to live. Huh! And that's the nature of her dependency on others? When Celeste Impax suddenly committed suicide, the world before her turned pitch dark. That's according to Adrian Andrews herself. Then, that means her super confident attitude? It's all a facade. She's only copying her mentor's behavior to hold herself together. God, how terrible. Attempted suicide report. Part 2 of the entirety of it added to the court record. See, yeah, this is so strange. Edgeworth gives us the first part, and it's like, I don't know, and it's like, the second part is somewhere, and then you go back to hand it to Edgeworth, and it's like, oh wait, all of a sudden, I have the second part right here. That's a little bit strange. To have to go that way around for it, I'm just saying. Right, attempted suicide report. Attempter was Adrian Andrews. Reason, shock from Celeste Impax's suicide. And we have more ammunition. Oh, before we do that. before we do that, can we get Edgeworth to have us a bit more about that one? Appearances can be deceiving. It's such a cliche saying, but it's cliche because it's true. Miss Andrews. To think that behind that unwavering, brave front, she's been hiding this weakness and fear. Ah, right, more ammunition. Go and see if she has returned unto... Before we do. Nope. Nope, Willpower's still a lovable goofball, doesn't know anything about anything else. Against my better judgment, that's the wrong thing to present. I know how to press buttons and menu, don't worry about it. Absolutely nothing. Alright, out of here with you. Maybe she's now back in her room, shall we see? Yeah, this looks like it's likely. Alright, back at Gatewater Hotel in On Guard's hotel room.
Oh, Miss Andrews is here. But it looks like she's talking with someone.
That's... Francisca von Karma!
Miss Von Karma?
What are you doing here? Well, you see, I'm his lawyer, so, free pass? Oh, you've got some nerve following me around. Following you?
That's you, Miss Von Karma. You're the one doing the following.
Pearls, down with the claws. Down with those claws.
You're always following after that Mr. Detective with a little beard.
Again, Pearls, down with the claws. Also, I just noticed, yeah, it is literally just a little beard. Some might call it pen stubble. Me? Following after Scruffy? Don't make me laugh. Let me show you something interesting, little girl. Multipass. I have a multipass. I get to go to everywhere, please.
What is that?
An electromagnetic receiver. I planted a tracking device on that detective. And with this, I know that fool's every move. So, that noise we heard was this receiver? I feel really sorry for poor Detective Gumshoe now. Now then, let's stop wasting time. Agent Andrews? Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? All right. And what were those two talking about?
Miss Andrews. She seems a little dazed, doesn't she?
Superb. How do we break down Andrews? Is it time to bring all this up to them? Maybe bring up the person first. I'd like to ask you about this. I told you, I hate trifling matters. It's a waste of time to show me things that are of no relevance to me. Okay, I got shut down again, but, I know that there are things attached to this. Come on now. Right, it's a waste of time. How about this one? Oh, is it all a waste of time, is it? Well, that tells me this is the evidence that I then need to break down all of your Cyclops, so let's give it a try, shall we? Before we do that, confidence save. Yeah. Before we do all that, let's try confidence saving, and let's go for it. Alright, presenting the Magamuffin. The Magatama MacGuffin. Take that. This is telling me that I think I have all the ammunition that I need to, get at Miss Andrews now. Motive for murder. Why was Juan Corrida murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Ungard's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Corrida. You were not that close?
That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person.
Oh, you were not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow, I highly doubt that. Is it the fact that, after somebody that you really look up to and wanted to depend on suddenly, disappeared from your life? Yeah, is this it? Damn it. Don't think I've ever been intimate yet. Yeah. I guess you're saying them both depressing and stupid. Okay. I mean, did I not try the magazine clipping earlier? Did I not try this? Oh, that was the right thing. Okay, right. Oh, I'm in autoplay, so I can't skip this. Right then. So I guess in that case, let's just keep going. Okay. Alright, take that! It's a newspaper clipping! You and Mr. Kurita had an intimate relationship, did you not?
A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had Harfield wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish.
Well, it seemed quite a few people have already bought into this story.
As to be expected in a world filled with crooks and liars.
Ooh, note to self. Stay on her good side.
In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that.
I see. However, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone?
Me? Need to get close to Mr. Kurita? As if there ever was such a need.
Didn't you get close to Mr. Kurita for this person's sake? Yeah? Seems like the most, likely thing. Let's go for it. Take that! Celeste Impacts. Your mentor.
How do you know about Celeste?
Miss Impacts. She committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was Juan Kurita's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Kurita so you could find out more about her suicide.
You have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a putrid third-rate tabloid.
Miss Andrews?
There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing.
Well, is that true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Because the note was hidden. There was never a note. Like, why was the reason for it? This has to be it. Take that! Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Kurita.
Juan?
And Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That's why you became intimate with Mr. Kurita.
I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others.
Well, that's the impression that you like to give. However, I've got to continue this after an intermission coming up because the ad break is telling me it is almost time to do so. So we are going to take our intermission here and then continue the breaking of the Cyclops when we come back. So, yeah. Let's get it over with now. You know what we do around here, Twitch people, every hour around about this time. We hold an ad break to stop playing the game for a moment, run the break, and let people have a rest to make sure that they don't miss any of the game. So we're going to do that right now. So Twitch people, you know what to do. YouTube land people as well, if you want to just continue watching, we will cut out the break so you can just continue watching. But this is a good time to pause. If you need to go and do some self-care, this is a good time to do it. Alright, as I said, when we come back, the temporary cliffhanger. I know, I am so sorry, but the ad break will mean that you miss all the good stuff, so we're going to make sure you don't miss any of the good stuff by having the break here, and we will continue breaking these cyclocks when we come back. I'll see you in a few minutes. 2 locks down, 2 more to go as we continue our Mega MacGuffin period, trying to break down these cyclocks and get to the heart of Miss Andrews' stoic get to the heart and break past the stoicness of Miss Andrews and get to the heart of it all. Bring out everything. Bring out the truth. Bring out what she is hiding. So that's what we're going to do now. Welcome back, guys. Thank you very much for your patience. If you took a break, I hope you had a good one. But nonetheless, if you like what you see, of course, in YouTube land, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. And if you like what you see so much that you want to see some more of it in the future and support the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the bell as well. Those things are very, very super helpful. And thank you if you decide to do so. So we left off here. The impression that she does not like to get involved with other people's personal matters. I believe we have evidence to the contrary. But I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise. This is proof that Celeste Impax was someone very special to you. Because you then attempted it afterwards. And the reason was because you heard that she did it herself, and you were so very close. This must be the reason. Unless if we just go over everything dead quickly. I don't think it's a person. Yeah, it must be this again. Let's try it. Take that! Miss Andrews. You nearly went through with it too, didn't you?
Went through with what?
Ending your life. Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself.
Yes. I've been very independent ever since I can remember.
However, this is all just a lie. A facade. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on.
That's...
You were dependent on Miss Impax, weren't you? Which is why, when she passed away, you lost everything you had.
Stop! When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note.
You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Corrida of hiding Miss Impax's note. You heard about it, and thought to recover it from him by getting close. Am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes.
What do you mean?
What topic did we start this conversation on again?
It was... Why was the victim killed?
Exactly. Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Corrida dead.
Me?
Miss Impax was everything to you. And then she died. And you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder.
Murder?
Wow, didn't even need to break that one down. That just happened on its own. Yay! Unlock successful. Trauma unlocked. I'm so sorry, but here we are.
It's true. I'm a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small, and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all of that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews. This one thing. It's the one thing I've wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret. Mine. And mine alone.
I'm sorry. but I'm just naturally... everything that I say naturally just reawakens trauma. I can only apologize for that. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note. And that someone was Juan Corrida. Celeste, without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. So you got close to Mr. Corrida to recover a suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do. So... I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews. If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. All right, I understand. Whew, oh boy. We'll keep it a secret, but oh boy. Miss Andrews. I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never says anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion.
Mr. Nick, can I ask you something?
You can do, Pearls, after I reach out. It's pretty well that Ace Attorney has a character whose first name is Genshin and a character whose last name is close to Impact. How about that? And it's something that, you know, they did right back when as well. Because Genshin Impact didn't exist for another good years, even after, Great Ace Attorney has been fully released. We're talking about the original Japanese release as well, because, I believe in that localization they were also called, Genshin Asugi as well, so yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, Pearls, what is it? What do you want to ask? What is it?
Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back.
That card? Oh yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. What is it? It looks like a seashell? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? I honestly don't remember owning this card. I wonder where I picked it up from. Her not remembering something clearly? Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I leave my strong guard in your capable hands. Thank you very much, Lee, and again, sorry for reawakening the trauma. Oh! Has Lotta Heart disappeared? Am I finally rid of her for now? Gosh, I hope so. Like, Lotta's nice and all, but talking to her is a little bit exhausting. March 21st, Gatewater Hotel, hallway. Well, I think we've gathered about all that we can.
What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Oh, Pearls, she looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all, and has been walking all over the place with me today.
What's wrong, Mr. Nick?
Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right?
Huh? Oh no! I'm okay, really. I'm fine, I really am. Brave face! Why not a brave face?
But you don't look fine to me. Sorry, Pearls, but you just don't. We gotta get you to a bed. To any bed. You can even borrow my comfortable one somewhere. I'll even let you just do it on the... What is it? Let's go here first, yes, of course, because I think this way is the only way to... Detention center. I wanted to go about that just so quickly. March 21st, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
There's no one here. Everyone's gone. I wonder if the three of them want to eat together.
Oh, I don't think they'd ever do that. They're probably in yet another meeting. Right, that's all I get there, but let's head back to... Again, no one's there. But let's go back here, because again, Pearly is tired. She might put on a brave face, but she is only 8 years old, and she doesn't know better. March 21st, Ryan & Co. Law Offices.
So, what now?
Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive.
You made Mrs. Impact's suicide note?
That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Ah, shoot. Kidnapper again.
Ah! Mr. Nick! The transceiver!
Alright, I'm ready. Ready for a lot of button switching here, I bet. Alright, let's go. Hello? Ryan & Co. Law Offices!
Mr. Attorney, you're not answering a phone.
Maya! Where's Maya?
As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time. Which is why, I suppose, she is absolutely famished.
What? She needs her daily supply of burgers, for God's sakes, man!
So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost. Wouldn't you agree?
Wait! Maya! Let me hear her!
Very well.
Have my...
Maya! Is that you?
Sis! Ask my sis!
Maya! Maya! Damn it! He cut me off!
Mystic Maya said ask my sis, didn't she?
Sis? What does she mean by that? The burger person is in danger. She needs her daily supply of she needs her daily supply of them. She has a high metabolism. She won't last long as a hostage. Come on. Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Sorry. Ah! Oh, that should have been said in... Yeah, that should have been said in Mia's voice, of course. Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. Sorry. Ah! Mia! I have a message from Maya, so come. Ask me anything you want about her. Alright, thanks. I'll forever remember her legendary phrase. Are you a burger person too? Yeah. Alright, let's chat my situation then. How is Maya? She's safe. For now. That kidnapper's one to keep his word, it seems. Oh, I'm glad to hear she's safe. But, Mia, how do you know? As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then, I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could. I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Huh, pretty smart of her. So now, this is pretty much like you're a Force Ghost in Star Wars. You can be anywhere, all-knowing, all-powerful, no one can touch you anymore, and thus you can still see things like not being able to interact with them and such, but you can see and keep the information that you see in said environments, like how, you know, Obi-Wan's ghost communicate with Luke after the fact, and I guess how Yoda does that as well in the sequel movies. Like, able to still communicate, like, wow. Being a Force ghost, or in this case, being somebody who gets channeled all the time, being a spirit in this universe, really has its perks. Okay. The kidnapper, what's he like? I don't know. Apparently, Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there. And? She didn't see the face of her attacker. Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her. When you were with her? She is special though, no other spirits can do that. Yeah, you've got to be the equivalent of a Jedi in this universe, in which case you'd have to be, you know, attuned with spirit channeling, or just be part of the Fae Clan. The Fae Clan are the Jedi Knights of this universe, it seems. Yeah. Date? Unknown. Time? Unknown. Location? Unknown. We're back in that cellar place that we saw first time around.
I'm starving. Don't these kidnappers know that I need my daily supply of burgers? I could really go for some apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the other way to go. I have to stay positive. He promised he wasn't gonna kill me. I'm not gonna die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now.
Hold up! Maya Faye gameplay! Oh my goodness, let's go.
There's all sorts of things piled up here. But it's too dark to see.
It is far too dark to see. You can try to see the bottles.
What's this? It feels like there's a lot of glass bottles here. And these. They feel like barrels. I'll pass. Too bad I'm really hungry and not really thirsty.
Too bad it's that rather than that, yeah. Card down there. It's the same card Andrews had. I'm having a thought. This really is the first time you're playing this part. Yeah, all of this series, all of this, like, playthrough has been, like, the first time I've played these games, on my own. And it might have been such a long time since the last time I saw somebody else do this that I literally have forgotten, so, yeah. And even then, I haven't seen every single part of every single Attorney game, so, yeah, the entire purpose of this series was to do it as, like, a first time, you know, on my own playthrough of literally everything, because, you know, I've been involved with other Ace Attorney playing projects in the past, so, yeah, might as well get used to the series and see, like, everything it's got, and, do it like that, basically, yeah.
Huh? Someone drew a card here. It kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it. It's a picture of a seashell, I think. What a strange card.
It's interesting that it's been found here, too, of all the places. Alright, then.
Drat, it's locked. But this door's lock seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then, click, and magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here we could use. Ah, that's it! The shell card! If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius! Alright, now if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it! Okay, now I'm getting the heck out of here! I shouldn't keep Nick waiting. Or worried.
Thou should not do any of those things. To be continued! Oh, hot damn. So part of it is Ace Attorney, and a small part of this point right now seems to be like a Metal Gear Solid adjacent kind of thing. You know, you gotta sneakily and stealthily get your way out of a get out of being a hostage. That's what's happening. All right, save progress to this point. Yes, indeed. And it's said to be continued right the heck now. March 22nd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Adrian did it? That's what it looks like. Dude, no way! That woman couldn't do anything like that! In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you. Please, Mr. Lawyer, dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that! Look, I understand. Well, it's almost time.
Well, it's almost time.
Mia!
We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know. But I can't focus on my situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
Indeed. Well, let's get going.
Oh, goddammit, again. It's him! This is right.
Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial.
Maya, she's unharmed, right?
Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired.
Ah!
Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial.
Ah!
For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning.
A present? What in the world would you want to give me?
You'll figure it out once the trial starts. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Would you kindly?
Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present. Mr. Lawyer did? Like, who's that? Oh, no one. It's got nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did your nose just get longer? Yes, Phoenix Wright is actually a puppet made by Geppetto. Yes, indeed. Phoenix Wright go like,
I've got no strings to hold me down, to make me frown, to make me frown.
definitely. March 22nd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3, and that means there's no one on the other side of the room. Would you kindly? Like, I've not played too much Bioshock, but I know about that line. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. And why are you getting mad at me for it? Oh god, who is the bailiff at this point? Has Meekins been fired yet by this point, or is that a little bit later? I mean, for now, I'm gonna do a Meekins adjacent voice, but pretend that maybe this is like the guy before Meekins came in. They just sound the same, you know? Your Honor! Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then,
What is it? Prosecutor von Karma has, this morning, Miss von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman! What? Shot?
Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present? Wow. The killer. Really hamming that name in, being rather sadistic about the present, huh? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane! Miss Von Karma, is she alright?
I don't have that answer.
This has to be one person and one person only. She's alive and in stable condition.
Oh, that's good. Phew. You're...
I thought he'd show up. Your Honor. Due to the circumstances, Miss Franziska von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Just like old times. Miss von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, in place of this, your present is now husbando. And I have looked over this case and I'm familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard.
The court acknowledges the prosecution. I'm a little bit starstruck.
Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling on for my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness, your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now.
For now?
After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very rough fight. Yeah. It would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth. And make it just like old times. And it'll hurt then like it'll hurt now like it hurt then too. The bare facts of the case, not the raw bare facts, but the, you know, bare-headed, bare-chested, you know, that kind of thing. This moida happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, Juan Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely moided, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case has nothing to do with the moida. After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Yes, sir. Both the victim and defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. And leave me with absolutely nothing for it. Okay, then. I got no clue, which means, as I always do, we're gonna be pressing everything. Let's get it going. Alright. First press, let's go. Hold it! Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m. and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue with your testimony, detective. Okay, just getting the facts down. Getting them laid down bare, that's all we're doing. And let's go again, alright. Hold it! The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct? Yeah. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? She's the defendant, Madame Guard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady? I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. Down, Gumshoe, and down, Judge! Please. Show some decorum, please. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. On Guard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. Believed he was definitely murdered. Okay, fine. Hold it! The cause of death. Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good, hard look at the crime photo. Look at this photograph. You're a sick person if it makes you laugh, because it's a murder scene. Now, a real pro's attention will be drawn here to this bandana. Banana? His bandana, sir. That's the thing wrapped around tightly around his neck, sir. Ah, yes, I see. His banana-scented bandana. Roll with it. Then, what about the knife? It seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. Oh, so first strangled with a staff and then stabbed with a knife? Updated autopsy reports! No, this isn't the first one. I can't make the joke yet. Damn. Okay. First time autopsy reports added to the court record. Okay. Oh, banana! Oh, dear me. No, that should be in the judge's voice. Ooh, banana! As best I can. There was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. I think maybe there still might be, but we'll see what Gummy has to say. Hold it! And why do you think that? Because it was empty, pal. The Jammy Ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that? We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. Oh, yes, so much for my theory then. That's me saying a line and trying to yawn at the same time. Alright, guitar case updated! There is some water, but only on top of the lid, and it bears Corrida's fingerprints. Okay then, and only Corrida's fingerprints. Interesting. Also, by this point, we still... I mean, we're not presenting right now. I'm just gonna see if I can check the... Okay, no, can't check the guitar. Can check all... Let's see what we can check. Check the photo, check the news reports, check the photo, everything else we can't check. Okay, that's fine. We have all the details that we need presently here without looking at them. Because by this point, the games weren't doing that yet, not actually having you, like, observe evidence for, you know, other evidence pieces to find. I only did that for a one-off when I did the first Ace Attorney game with the Rise from the Ashes case being added on to that with the collection here, so... Yeah, gotta wait until later games to do that with. But anyway, let's keep going with this. We later found out the guitar case had nothing to do with it. Then why is there still no guitar there? What's all that about? maybe the guitar case was open, and the person who wanted the guitar case, who wanted the guitar within it, didn't even need to open or touch the guitar case to get to the guitar. The judge's theory still holds water, damn it! Hold it! What convinced you it had nothing to do with the case? The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well then, where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case? Yes, sir. Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel. Yeah, that's right. So it really had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why, then, did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Oh, here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. What Edgeworth was it gonna say? Why do I have to say it for him? Oh, no, I get it. If I say this, it might mean that I don't have to get fired from my job, and then maybe at the next salary evaluation, I might get that $5 raise. I can afford the really high-end instant noodles after that. Alright, I'll testify. Why would we arrest Men on Guard? I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Men on Guard and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. And as for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. On Guard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing? It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. What do you have now, Phoenix?
A knife!
No! Bears the victim's blood and On Guard's fingerprints in the grip. Gatewater is engraved. Is now my court record. Okay, good. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood? Yep, and we know that the blood is on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Damn it. The Jammin' Ninja's button was ripped from the costume and is covered in Corrida's blood and found in On Guard's hakama. As in the coat he wears for his costume. Or the pants he wears for his costume. One of those. Add it to the court record, let's go. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right? Huh. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. I didn't need that backhandedness. Come on, Edgeworth. Alright. Time to break it on down. And let's do the usual again, same time around. Hold it! But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not? Well, yeah. But you know what's ironic, Bill? Juan Corrida was always one step behind Mr. On Guard in everything. This year it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown. But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. I believe that was a pointless question, right? So, yes. You do always ask your pointless questions. Really. Okay, motive enough to be in our way. That's plenty of motive as it is. Okay. Hold it!
Wait just 1 second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Kurita in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective... it's not, I guess if you put it that way, then, yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Objection! Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's I look forward to your pension negotiations. No! Even in retirement, he will not be allowed those high-end instant noodles. Gumshoe. What a life. Now, Detective, let's continue with the testimony. Oh, not my poor pension, too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? What about what I was saying? Ding ding! Hello? Anyone at home? Oh, as usual, I guess not. Woe is my life. Alright, the evidence is jamming Ninja's button. Alright, talk about that one first. Hold it! Do you have any proof that button belonged to the victim? Huh? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the Jammin' Ninja's costume. That is as plain as English as I can make it. I can see why your pension is at risk now. But can't you tell by just looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterwards. But it's the Edgeworth! Help me! Sir? Alright. Alright, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it! They're a perfect match, pal!
That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat.
Never misses a beat. Justice! Yeah, that comes later, E-Back. That comes later. But hello. Pearl, so it seems right now, but Pearl's doing a very important job for us, bringing, you know, adults into the courtroom for us, so they can actually, you know, have a chance and not just have a child at the side of us. Alright, we're up to here. It was ripped off the ninja's costume and found in the Hakama. Okay. Hold it! So when was this button found? Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Kurita. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
Oh, that was a yawn. I'm so sorry. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what's he trying to say about me here? That was a low blow and you know it, Edgeworth. Defendant's fingerprints were also all over
The knife!
Oh, goddammit. Hold it! How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? Huh? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand? Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I cannot believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So is the defendant the owner of this knife then? So bought the knife as in paid with it with money, or is that a typo to say brought the knife from his own hotel room because it has the property of Gatewater on it? Which makes this a premeditated murder. Alright, you can talk about that. But it depends if it's actually bought as in paid with money outside of the hotel, or if this is a typo for brought, which would then make this a bit of a contradiction because the knife does have the logo of Gatewater on it. But let's see if a press on this clears things up. Hold it! There is no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, Pale, this isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for.
Phoenix.
Yes?
There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late.
A button covered in the victim's blood, and a knife with Engarde's fingerprints.
Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he'd have already pounded his gavel in closing.
We're still in a world of trouble.
Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in his testimony, no matter how small it may be. Okay, Phoenix?
Right, that tells me then I have to take the wording here at face value. So it is bought as in outside of the hotel and then carried into the hotel. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take this at face value. Because again, the knife does have the logo on it for the hotel, so that says pretty much all that I think needs to be said on this one. It's not that he bought the knife, he just brought it, probably by accident, from his own hotel, from his own room. Surely, it's gotta be this. It can only be one thing, right? If I'm taking this testimony at face value, and the words definitely are written as such with no typos, it's gotta be this. Objection! Objection! There you go, yes it is. Wait a second! What? So the basis of your argument is that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about. It has a Gatewater shield set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel, you blithering idiot. The Gatewater Hotel, you lovable blithering idiot. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big... Oh, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? You stop me from saying this is one very big effie-weffy. I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. The hotel with 100% no tape recorders found in rooms. Yeah, it's that same hotel, still selling that one room at the premium because it was the place where we bugged the room and people saw the terrible incident in the offices across the way. Yep, it's still that hotel. And now poor Gumshoe is getting double fired. It's not just the pension. He has to pay for his own firing now. That's what's happening. He's paying for his own firing out of his own pocket now.
Oh dear.
What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't... Oh. The question is, where did this knife come from? Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room. No, sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. Still has a knife on the table, yep. There is a knife and fork on the table! And then I bet in on Guard's room, on top of his plate, there is no knife. Yeah. Pretty obvious that, isn't it? Now thinking about it. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Guard. Missing knife, of course. Especially, what was on top of his table? There is something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Guard's knife was missing. Mr. On Guard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. Or just accidentally put it in his pocket thinking it was a pen. You know, Matt On Guard seems a little bit aloof. You know? Gold-plated pen, take it home, souvenir, yeah. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. Aloof as the morning breeze. Well played, sir.
It seems like Edgeworth had his plan from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just waltzed headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints, and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown?
He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright?
Well, before I say something, I just do that, thank you.
Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here...
That gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat.
And then Maya get no more Bergie.
Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
Could be that. We've already seen the guitar case. We've already seen that. I believe the suicide report isn't relevant at this juncture. Yeah, what's up with the very, very clean and pristine tomato juice in the wine glass? What's your that about, methinks? There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see.
Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance. And only one. What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling out your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us.
Yep, that's the entire bar going if I get this wrong. Thankfully I did the save before the answer of saying if I had evidence or not, just in case if saying I had no evidence was actually the right answer to say. But yeah. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. I'll think it over and do that after the break because we're getting close to another ad timing here. It's like I was like I'm finding perfect times for cliffhangers. Like I'm not trying, seriously. I'm just seeing where the timer is, and we're just at this point. It is purely coincidental. But yeah, we need to do another one of our usual hourly ad breaks to get those out of the way. So it is a perfect time for us to rest. And yeah, as Stella says, if I mess up, game goes kaboom. I can't play it anymore. It's turning. This is the end of the series. Goodbye. But yeah, we will see. We will at least have the break to think about if we do indeed have the evidence. And I do believe I might have it. But again, I have done the safety save before even saying yes, I have. So if we need to go back, all the way back, then we can do. But anyway, we have a break to do, so we're going to run that now, Twitch people. Chance for you to go and do your own self-care here. YouTube land, there is no break in the highlights, so if you want to just continue watching, you're free to do that. But this is a good time to pause as well, if you need to do your own self-care, and then come back to us later. Now's a good time to do it. But with all that said, do we have the evidence? We shall see. If things end here, or if things get to continue. Find out after the break. I'll see you in a few minutes. If this decision goes wrong, if we do the wrong thing, the entire case falls apart. We get a game over. And Maya will never see another burger again. That's the most tragic thing about all this. But yeah, how about we see if we can get past this thing? But welcome back first, everybody. I hope you're still enjoying this highlight. If you are in our YouTube video, of course, don't forget to let me know with a like and comment down below. And if you'd like to see more of this and show your support in another good and fun and kind way, make sure you consider subscribing and hitting the bell down there as well to hopefully get those get those notifications to your inbox. They're the ones I'm looking for. There you go. That's a draft completed. 5 out of 3, that means enough gems to buy the season pass. I think Cat is talking about more magic stuff. I think that's what they're saying. I'm going to guess that's what they're saying. It just turns out that sometimes a sentence comes in and without the context, I just don't know what it means. But I'm guessing this means magic stuff. So, okay then. Alright then, I did have a think about this particular question, and I believe I have the thing for it. Take a look at the crime photo. Everything seems to be all over the floor, messed up, crashed, banged, and walloped. Apart from the wine glass, full of juice. That's gotta be the inconsistency that I want to focus on for a little bit. Alright, let's go for it. Now then, what is this important evidence that you wish to that you must show to the court? You want some tomato juice? Otherwise, disgusting unless you're a senior citizen, turns out. But, I'll have to wait and see. Turtless specifically. I see. I see. Well, I hope that's going well, non-regardless. It's just, I had to figure out the context in my own head for a moment there, but, yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's the wine glass that is absolutely perfectly intact in a crime scene that has absolutely been just obliterated. Like, what's the deal with this, huh? Take that! This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. This scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it was. Thank you for being on my side. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth, what is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? Oh dear. It's safe to say that the glass was set up there after the crime took place.
by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? By someone like Andrews, who wanted to have Corrida around in order to try to get to the bottom of things for her own motives, I think she'd be pretty, you know, set back by the discovering of said person being now no longer among us, you know? I don't think there's any way. Surely not. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust with my instinct and point with certainty.
They just might fall for it, if you're thought-provoking enough.
Defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set up the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as per usual. Making my head spin with all this turning. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There is no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. But what? Low blow. I mean, you're right, but low blow! You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then... Of course it's been thoroughly inspected, for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one? Well, whose were they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. What? Oh. Wine glass updated in the court record. Updated wine glass! Found next to the victim, filled with tomato juice, and there's Miss Andrews' fingerprints. Oh, shoot. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap! Alright! Hello to Daniel Warrior. Thank you for coming in. I hope your day is good. I hope all is good. And what brings you to this neck of the woods? Looking for Ace Ernie or just looking for randomers to, like, you know, your Twitch surfing? But nonetheless, welcome in. We will do our best to welcome you and give you a good show. If you want to stick around, we would like it. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser. What you just said makes a lot of sense. Test. Now do you see right? You can't change any part of my scenario, as it explains everything all too well. I thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. But wait a second! Mr. Edgeworth! I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Oh, no. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness.
What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking?
No. No!
No! Anyone but Oldback! Anyone but Oldback! Oh boy, I'm not going to enjoy this.
Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation, please.
GOTCHM?
I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
Oh, Itchy boy! It's been what? A year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me.
I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet, it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand?
The Wicked Witch of the witness stand.
Wow, that's tickled me, and I love it. By the way, thank you for the giant emote with your bits there, Stella. I appreciate it. Again, sentiments are absolutely felt. This is my favorite case of all the series, but you will enjoy it, trust me, in personal opinion. Oh, I'm already having a good time with it. Don't worry about it. Played all the games in the game, so no spoil, by the way. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out myself, and yeah. Thank you for that, Daniel. They could have done something epic and had it actually been someone else on to switch with her after the reveal. Nah, we've got to have annoying characters at some point. We got to deal with them. We've got to get them out the way. Just bear with me a sec, so I can actually see everything in chat box there. Right, that'll do. I've been back less 24 hours and I'm already dealing with her. The Wicked Witch of the Witness Stand is one of the greatest lines from Edgeworth. I mean, yeah, it tickled me so much. I loved hearing that.
I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with a terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. I know you're trying to tell people about your measurements because... Just know. You got me. Oh, no, you got me.
Shush! I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness your testimony, please.
It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? My measurements?
No, for goodness sake, the witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag?
It was a great job being to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Oh, look, everyone's crazy over that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. Besides, he doesn't have a Chad jawline. I mean, have you had a look at the court record? Any of the profiles? Look at that chiseled jawline of his. And yet he's only 21. Oh, he's been blessed with the genes. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man with a real chiseled out Chad jawline. Juan Corrida.
But those two were the same age. This is literally just genes at work.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night.
Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder.
Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
I've been back literally less than a day and already... For God's sake.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Matt's on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
If we're talking about the first time it appears, Myers correct, is indeed a stepladder. Mornal already went over his video, settling Ace in his greatest debate, which I highly recommend. I think I remember seeing that like ages ago, let's be honest. So Mr. Ungard came out to the victim's room.
See? It has to be him! He's the murderer!
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination, and may God have mercy on your soul. Oh boy. I can't believe I got to do this. Oh, joy! You went to pace around the hallway in front of his room, I see. Let's go. Hold it! Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night?
The lobby! I was supposed to help set up the stage for the trifling show. But I refused to help her have, you know. It was for that lead-headed samurai show. Heh, I even took out a few of the nails.
Yeah, maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on.
Besides, that manager with the glasses seems to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little.
And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door? Something you were interested in finding out. Were you after the scandal too? I don't know, we'll see. Hold it! Something you were interested in? And just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. Oh, and Edgepool, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip?
But, should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later.
It looks like we should enforce it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? Kept a good eye out the whole time. So, we're bringing in the gossipy, tabloidy stuff at some point with our way with this testimony that I see. Okay, then. Let us keep on going, then. Press this one. Hold it! Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corrida's room?
I have no idea! I was born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why our age was not included in the report. I'm going to guess you're like, I don't know, 176? In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? Yeah, she is old enough to be a devil at this point. Alright, their personalities were nowhere near alike. But the look of Oldbag. I remember an old teacher that sometimes I had in primary school. And she definitely was, you know, same hairstyle, same hair color, same sort of, you know, wrinkling and bagged face. The only differences I can see are the fact that my teacher wore glasses and behaved nowhere near this manner. She was always like, you know, stern to the point, wanting to, you know, teach kids very old-fashioned kind of way. Luckily, she wasn't really that, wasn't particularly that way with me. She tends to just tell off the whole class if somebody did something wrong, but you know, I'm so done with this already. How do you think Streamer feels? Anyway. Hold it! Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room. It was... He was...
Yes, he was.
Oh, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now.
Oh, well, I guess guess I can tell you since it was such a bad boy anyway.
It was man on guard, of course it was. Yeah, we're all trying to pin this on me and make my job just impossible by this point, but okay then. Hold it! You saw my client? Are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Annoying brat! When I say I saw someone, I saw that person!
Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Like I've been in this place before. Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further.
The person's face, what they were carrying, or the clothes. Were they in their Hakama, Nickel Samurai outfits? Or were they carrying a knife upon them? I don't think the face is important. Let's try this one, because I think I can, like, retry this a couple of times to get the one I really need. Let's go with, like, was he carrying a knife on this person for any reason? Let's go with that first. What was the man you saw carrying?
In which hand? His right or his left? Oh, now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question.
Indeed, please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright. Sorry. So it was what he was wearing. What was the man you saw carrying in his right hand?
Oh, I wasn't carrying anything in that hand.
Then how about his left?
Empty.
Well, this whole thing has been a whole lot of nothing.
So, Mr. Wright, was your testimony just now important or relevant in any way? I mean, it's important to us because it then means that the knife might not have been in his hands, and it's possible that he didn't even have a knife in the first place, or something like that. It could have been just in the pocket accidentally. I mean, I don't know. I can try, it's important, we'll see. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Objection! Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say. Mr. Wright, there is something much more valuable than a person's pride, and that is time. Please don't waste his court's precious time with worthless questions. Yes, Your Honor.
I think I just wasted his good favor.
She may not remember things or be mistaken here, and be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying.
Oh, that's bad for us. Really bad.
But that's how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right?
And that's because you're not the one who has to question her. You get to have an afterlife. I have to still spend time with this woman.
So this time around, let's get into the clothes that probably he was wearing that time. Alright. Are you sure that it was my client? Yes, you sure? Yes, you sure? Right, how about the clothes instead? Was he wearing his Nickel Samurai outfit? Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are, really! As if something like that matters!
But it does.
Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing!
What thing?
That gaudy thing is always wearing! That racing jacket!
Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons! Men!
Yeah, I'd say you'd do far worse for far less, lady. Pot meat kettle on that one. Right.
So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? This time I think so, yes. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Objection! You'd like to point out what part of that was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where we're all going with this, but... Alright. Witness, please.
Oh, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must... He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show.
Press. Hold it! Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket?
What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it.
She is so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption. She's straight off that. And lucky you're not the one who has the question or even be in the same earth as her right now. Right then. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. It's this that we have to, get at, I think. Let's do a confidence save, just because I haven't done one for a little bit before this point here. Right. Yeah, I think it's the fact that the button was found upon. Because if I have it right, if I just do like a quick internet search for a quick moment here. So let me get a look at Hakama. Hakama is a type of traditional Japanese clothing for the lower body. They're tied to a waist and fall approximately the ankles. They are often worn over a kimono called a hakamashita, literally under the kimono, but can be worn over a regular one. There are two types called umanori, horse-riding hakama, which are trousers with divided legs, and andon bakama, or called lantern hakama, which is an undivided skirt style. Both of these types appear similar. A mountain or field type of umanori hakama was traditionally worn by field or forest workers. They are looser in the waist and narrower in the leg. If he was in the racing jacket, does that mean he was wearing the lower half of the samurai costume hakama as well? Does that mean that? I wonder if this is what we've got to point out first, and then probably we get contradictions on that later. But for now, I guess the game's going to say, well, if he was wearing a racing jacket, then he wasn't wearing his full samurai, nickel samurai costume. So how can then the button be found in the hakama? This is a bit weird, I think. Let's try. I'm not focused into the window. Bear with me. Let's try. Objection! Objection! Yeah, I think the game's going to go this way. Miss Oldbag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason!
Oh, I have all the reason in the world. Do you know what this is?
Oh, it's button number 2 on the Jammy Ninja's costume!
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punch you with this!
Wow, she really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. Also, ooh, ow, you got me, ow, my pride, my body, my heart, my everything, ow. This button was discovered on Mr. Enguarde's body during a full-body search.
See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal Enguarde.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants.
See? See? And Enguarde is nickel samurai!
Witness! Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. I've been told that many a time, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt Enguarde, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe you said, but maybe I have to put a ridiculous looking out for you. You agree? It's hideous, right? I'm gonna tape it on such a bunch. I'm gonna tell you it's heavy, so heavy. I want you to switch to CDs ages ago, but I'm keeping that dream alive. All the skins on that. I'm a girl with a smile on my face, don't you understand? Now take a look in the mirror. Your concept about his interest and talk about your curling. You just think about tape on top of the age you pull down. He's gonna.
Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw, in actuality, was not Mr. On Guard, the man, but Mr. On Guard, the Nickel Samurai.
But when you think about it, they're really one and the same anyway.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Ah, all right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you. I should be the one that people fawn and have pity over, not you. For crying out loud. This voice takes quite a lot.
On guard! On guard! Yes! Now I remember! The Nickel Samurai, that's right! It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw! Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
She does take quite a lot. She is quite a lot. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? Did you think that could have been someone else inside the costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things.
But the possibility does exist.
Oh, young'uns today. I told you there's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so, and what I say is the truth.
At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Times and people never truly change. Mr. Red, you may cross-examine the witness. And again, may God have mercy on your soul. And now you remember, right? We get everything because we like flavor text, and I like wearing down my voice something fierce. But it's all for the bit, it's all for the entertainment, so I still hope you're enjoying it. Alright, hold it! Would you please get on with it? Would you please get on with your testimony? I say get on with it! I don't think... No, I don't have that button loaded right now, I don't think. I would say, but otherwise, yeah. Get on with it!
What's your language, young man? What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you shall forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs.
What? Anything but that, please.
A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. He is the Nickel Samurai.
She is actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you just be good and stick to just the facts.
Okay! You promise, right?
Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. This time, this is one thing that I will happily foot the bill for. Because you are actually saving my behind right now, and I love you for it, Edgeworth husbando. Alright then, everyone when Oldbag is about is just, Letruth. Le biggest truth.
was wondering when I never actually checked where that emote's from. It's actually one of Cararium's. It's actually one of Carrie's.
Oh, that's very nice.
Alright, let's keep going. Hold it! Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago? But let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up, Whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court.
So what? See? And look where you are now! You're not your Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Well...
What I said earlier? Who puts any weight onto things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
Since when did court becomes theatrics over testimonies?
All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough?
That was an achievement. That was one of the achievements. Press on the Nickel Samurai. Press on this statement. That's an achievement because we then get a spiel about like what Phoenix wanted to be when he grew up. Oh dear. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? Alright, let's keep going. Hold it! And why would that be? Pardon me for the yawn as well, I'm sorry.
That way no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you'd think that the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You are such an annoying child, you know that. You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me?
Ooh, I got it. Maybe it was far more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
He had to go to the post-ceremony stage show that he didn't know was even on, let's be honest. But okay then. Hold it! Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the jamming ninja?
Of course it included him. That's why when God came out of Jay Huan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway.
He must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing Paul Huan. Do we have evidence to the contrary? I wonder. Or testimony to the contrary. Hold it! So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet? I don't want to be a lawyer anymore, it's scary. Can I just be a lounge pianist instead? I've been practicing.
You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in her testimony, and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is, what that contradiction means for us.
Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay.
Look, Bea, why can't you just say it for once for me? Uh-huh. Do I have anything to the contrary on that one? Yeah. Alright. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to press that again. I mean, actually, was there anything that you sort of reacted to in a bit of a way? Let's see. Okay. I got the feeling I might be last one, so let's just see again. Have you been saying that from the very beginning? What about this? What about this first one? Right, it wasn't that one either. It would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime. Right. Press conference ticket. But it wasn't but it wasn't the stage show, it was a press conference. Let me just see this again. But it wasn't like a goodwill thing. It was a thing that the samurai was going to confess something to. It was a press conference that only was meant to have the Nickel Samurai, was it not? If I could have a look at the hotel lobby with the stage show, I believe the set did just say Nickel Samurai, so it was just for Nickel Samurai. Is this not it? Is it the fact that she's confusing that this being a post-ceremony, you know, hardy-ha, we're all friends here, goodwill sort of show, rather than it being some sort of press conference where Nickel Samurai was going to confess something that happened? Or am I thinking this way too much? I believe I'm thinking this way too much over, because, nah. He must have worn the Nickel Samurai costume when he was stepping Paul Huan. Then... is there something about the Nickel Samurai costume that would contradict? I mean, one arm is gloved over, the other arm is this weird, you know, old-timey, clockworky sort of makeshift arm, sort of reminding me of like what the main character did for Sekiro. So... if he was in full Nickel Samurai garb, all of the bells and whistles on it as well, you know, mechanical arm, gloved arm on the other hand. Yeah, how about the fingerprints? There we go. Objection! There we go. That's easy actually. I way overthought it. Please take a look at this. Yeah? So it's a knife! Big deal! Don't try to scare me with that. I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? Don't crash! Don't crash into that swan! If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped off all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Pfft, judgy. He's like, I don't know what we're driving at. Who's driving this car? Somebody get me out of here. I need a cold passenger. I need a cold shotgun. Get me off this crazy train. It's like that, yeah. Oh, that's right.
The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? Yep, gloves, and one of the arms is purely mechanical, so yeah. The heck is that all about?
That's all about.
Objection! He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. Objection! And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant had held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Yes, I have heard of that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So, let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with his theory? Are there any problems with that? That's interesting to think about. If we're trying to prove... So if his theory is, without the intent to... Oh, I'm running out of water out of this bottle. Oops. If the theory was to, go without murderous intent, then I guess why carry the knife? Why carry the knife over? What's the whole reason for having a knife in the first place? Methinks being planted! Methinks things being planted! Contradiction found! This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Enguarde was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Because again, why does the bloody knife used in the to shank the victim? Why does fingerprints of the accused stand all over it? If the man went over with no murderous intent in the first place. Yeah. Take that! This knife. This was used by Mr. Enguarde at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida. I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it. Which means that the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees in a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order, I say! Order in the court! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? I mean... Court record says it about the, strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. No, the court... Yeah, the autopsy report nails that first time out right. So, we're now bringing in what we were told from our secret Mr. the Killer. That, this was all the framing. We bring this back in. Let's go. It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course. To frame? Objection! Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? Objection! But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Ugh! Witness!
Ooh, looks like I made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo?
That's it. No gum for you! Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, at at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV?
But, I mean, I can't really do anything about that now! Look, I was waiting around in front of the doors because, well, I wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure!
She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? Alright then. Who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security!
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness?
The way you think. You are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? Anyway. So Oldbeck was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
Maybe. Phoenix. Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person.
If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Oldback! You were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Oh, is it A? Oh, is it AA? Is it AA? Was it now? That's interesting. Yeah, it can't really be anyone else because they're not around. You couldn't care less about him? And the reason you'd be after Adrian is because of the gossip about the alleged affair. Yeah, because
if anyone wants to have an affair with Mr. Corrida, it would be me, and not this young'un.
Alright, let's go. Take that! Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, this is... Well, this is... Ah, I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. Then, this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's... Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Witness? What in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling.
I've had a bad feeling about this woman since about a year ago, Mia. You don't need to worry about that.
I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons. And all that.
Well, Miss Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I simply cannot let that point slide. I see. Very well then, witness. Please testify about this secret information.
Get ready! This is going to take the wind out of you young'uns!
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Old Bag's investigation. River of words. Spew of BS. But maybe there's something in this one. Alright, what's the secret information all about then? Oh, and it's a serious one because we got the music in. But unfortunately, not time for end of stream just yet, but it is time for our next break. So we will do the thing, come on back very, very soon after the break and continue the testimony and hopefully get to the end of having to deal with Old Bag because by now I am running out of patience for the woman. But that's fine. You know, you got to deal with the bad characters as well. That's how it be. So yeah, we're gonna have a little rest. I can get some more drink down me, I can rest my vocal cords a bit, and y'all can have a bit of a rest as well and do some self-care in this break time in Twitch land. In YouTube land, there will be no break. We will move on straight to the next part if you'd like to just continue watching because we cut out the break in the highlights. But this is a good time to pause the video and do your own self-care if you'd like to, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna have a rest, and then when we come back, we deal with, hopefully, Old Bag's final testimony of the day, because, again, I am sick of it. No, I'm still enjoying the game, definitely, but I'm just sick of the character, that's all. But yeah, we will be back and doing some more in a few minutes of rest, so I'll see you back here in a few minutes' time. And welcome back, we are here again, and please let this be the last time we gotta testify with this girl for the longest time, preferably for the rest of the entirety of the series. I hold up a lot of hope of that, but, you know, I like to huff hopium every once in a while, it's fine. But let's do the testimony.
That God is one evil, evil man! He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay?
The defendant sent his manager? Whew, what a distasteful topic for this court!
Odd! Nobody's above gossip! And isn't there a saying? The truth is never pleasant.
Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into this matter, and found that the truth the article proposes is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true? Then this proves the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So, this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The Old Bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right, on God is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth!
Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone.
Highway to the danger zone.
Alright, to my behest, but I've done it every single time for every single case that I've been allowed to. We press everything. Hold it! You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander.
But it's true! That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss A.A.
But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossip Land.
What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies?
Stares straight into the camera.
What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% truth!
Again, stares right to the camera.
Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip!
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright.
But against, like, men and women, or white people and colored people. Discrimination between them is bad. Staring. If I had my webcam on, if I wasn't potato moding right now, I'd be staring right at the camera.
Discriminate? When did I do anything like that?
Anyway, On Guard will never get me to say touche.
What could ruin Juan with a huge scandal? Oh yes. Hold it! A scandal? What do you mean by that?
You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days?
No. I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. English and spelling bees were literally every other month in my schools, I swear. Also, I went in this weird thought. I was like, what if the schools are actually teaching people how to not have scandals? You know, how to stay out of a scandal. I mean, that's a very sensible life lesson, you know?
Well, that On Guard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity.
He sent in his manager to get intimate with Juan Corrida. Hold it! You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing?
You must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right. I can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something about you!
Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't build any ill will towards Juan?
Ah, you're getting me on a false folly here. Thank you very much. Any proof On Guard didn't bet? Yeah, I don't have any proof either or, let's be honest. So you're gonna send me on the bear trap here. Yep, not falling for that, miss. I don't have anything to offer.
See? Just as I thought. And you weren't lecturing me about saying things without proof. You were just giving me a free pass to say whatever I want, silly boy.
Me and my big mouth. For the greater good.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. For you, anyway.
Okay, what action did you take? I should have thought. Hold it! So what do you mean by I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you young'uns need.
You were going to teach her a good lesson?
I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this.
No, stop! It's play fighting, Judge. Stop. Stop playing along with her. She's a grown woman who reminds me of a primary school teacher I once had. Stop. Like, growing up I know is optional, but growing old is mandatory, and you are playing kiddie games with an old woman. There's a point where that, you know, you need to halt that, I think.
Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night.
Nobody else but you and me know yet. Okay. Let's see where this goes if I press. Hold it! Wait!
What? I'm a busy woman! Tea time with the kids is over!
Secret information that no one else knows yet? If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Uh-huh! Well, that's because I'm a pro! Yes, that's it! It's a secret! Even if you drilled a hole into my brain, you'll never find out!
How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information?
How would she know about the tabloid gossip to then like hunt on this in the first place? Hmm. Is this a case of do I have the evidence now, or should I press on, make her crack, and then strike with the evidence when the iron is hot? I think I'll do that first. If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information, you won't get to go home today.
Edgy-Poo, what you doing? Help me!
No, what do I have to do with this?
Just do this for me. You'll get your reward.
I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. Objection! The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside this witness's head.
And he lectures me on reckless blabbering.
As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning.
But where did Olbak get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure this out.
Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it? But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way.
Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now.
There has to be something we can catch her on.
Yeah, and when I find it, I'm gonna press the heck out of it.
Try this again. Do I present the evidence untowards them now? How do you know the information? It's all a secret, is it? How did you get hold of an information like this? I don't just wait and see, because it'll just go to anywhere else, but let's try this way. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag?
Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that!
Witness! I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? How do you know about the tabloid gossip to want to chase us up in the first place? How did you stumble across the camera that had it all in? Try go this way, then. Take that! The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh, yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outraged impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then everything written on that piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Ah, that's it! That's the note!
Oh, no, you see, this is something completely different. My shopping list, you wouldn't want to know, it's full of, old lady toiletries. You wouldn't be interested in it. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. As I said, old lady powders and such.
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note?
I'm a huge fan of wands, that's why. That infamous puffy-head whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She says so herself. On guard, I'm his psychic. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Edgy-Poo, you believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Another... He is twice now in this stream. Edgeworth has come out with a brilliant line. You need some cheese for your vintage whining. I love that line. Edgeworth has claws out and is, you know, not holding back. Yeah, this drink is really running out of water. I need a refill soon. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her?
Respect your elders? Nah.
If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution.
Witness! You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper for the terrible lonely trash can, that's all.
You're lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Miss Oldbag, I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Oh, I mean, I guess naturally if she had the piece of paper from the notes on the tabloid article, then naturally if it's a camera, she'd think, ooh, maybe there's photos in this and I can have a look at. Hell yes, let's go. Take that! Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over a camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me." What? Witness!
What is it, Gramps?
If you have the note, then it's only logical that you have the camera, too!
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for?
That's exactly it.
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that women's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slypack Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Yeah, is it... I can only imagine, like, other kinds of security guard jobs probably don't necessarily have a snoop around and steal people's, stuffs in that job description. That's only a theory of mine. I've never been a security guard, really, but, you know, I can imagine. Bailiff! Check this camera's photos! Hurry! We must examine them at once! And what happens when we do? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please, present it to the court! This is the Nickel Samurai!
See? I told you! That's the guy I saw!
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Lotta's photo added to the court record, taken in the hallway right after the murder. What does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. On Guard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is... the defendant. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end.
We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
This feels like time for me to do this.
If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for! But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Myers' life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess.
This photo that Lotta took, there's... I mean, naturally I'm gonna say something strange with it, because... How would, it would happen anyway. I mean, this is the natural options to go with. Like, you've got to object to something in this to prove that it might not have been on guard, so there we go. There's something strange with this photo! I knew this was coming, right?
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Anyway,
Please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct?
about that,
I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts?
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
they won't buy it if I say there's not a knife in hand. They won't buy it anything else. Is the Nickel Samurai? Hang on. I need to research. I need to research again. Let me bring up the wiki again about Hakamas. All right, Hakama. Let's have a look. I should know. I see this kind of garb on a regular basis out here sometimes. Okay, so if you look up a photo of how a Hakama is meant to be traditionally worn, they don't sag that low unless you are very, very, very short and wearing something that's clearly not your size. Can't believe I'm bringing in like real-world knowledge, real-world study into this one here. But yeah, this Hakama should not be this low to the ground, and I imagine if I saw a photo of the Nickel Samurai and like, if I could check the record here, which unfortunately I can't, but if I could check what the Nickel Samurai was like in his like promo materials, I imagine his Hakama is not this saggy. This is a case of a little short to be the Nickel Samurai, aren't you? Huh? Oh, the uniform! Yeah, Hakama is not meant to be this saggy. You're meant to have one that's like to your size, so you are meant to see the shoes, sandals, traditional Japanese sandals, like underneath. I forget their name off the top of my head now, and I don't know why for some reason, but yeah. Tabi, if you want to see some tabi underneath, the socks,
But yeah, a Hakama is not meant to sag this low. And I imagine there's only one Nickel Samurai costume to one size. So whoever's in this is a little too short to be the Nickel Samurai, or otherwise be Matt on guard, surely. Yeah. Can't believe I brought in real world knowledge for this, okay. Alright, let's go for it. Let's try and get right at the feetsies and the fact that the Hakama is sagging on the ground, and it shouldn't do that. Let's give it a go. Take that! I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. I imagine that people playing this in Japanese who see Hakama way more in the regular than I do, and probably wear Hakama way more in the regular than I ever did, would get this straight away. But yeah, I've had to, you know, have a look at things. So yeah. Direct the attention of the court to this area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. What is the meaning of this? Objection. I wonder if you would care to elaborate, with actual facts that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Let's have a look at that to ourselves before, the glossy photo there. Yep. It is so obviously clear that that a Hakama should not cover up the, whatever boots and stuff. It shouldn't sag so low to the ground that you can't see the boots or the person's feet. So in this case, you should have been able to see, the tabby socks underneath. The white things on his feet. But in the photo you can't, so it is very obviously somebody who is way too small for the Hakama to fit properly. So there you go. Real world knowledge coming in. And in fact, we'll see it right now. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the Hakama. His socks? You can see his socks? Well, his tabi specifically, but yes, they are tabi socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his Hakama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant.
Alright. I think I've turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious.
Huh? What is?
Edgeworth is unusually calm today.
That's true.
He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's going along for the ride.
Along for the ride? What do you mean by that?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all?
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt on Guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. Edgeworth be like, not my problem. I figured it would come to this. What? How? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt on Guard. In that case, who is this a photo of?
NANI?!
Christ, that was loud somehow. Christ, that was very loud in my ears. Oh, I think what might have happened is like all the, like when I first changed over my, what is it? When I first changed over to my DualSense controller for this game, it probably had a big old mess about with literally every single volume thing I've got going on here. So, yeah, if I look at my volume controls, OBS is, you know, right up there, and it shouldn't be. So let's turn that back down. Thanks, DualSense. Or should I say, thanks, DualShock, for making me have to replace you now, for God's sake. Oh, boy. That means if it was loud in my ears, it's probably loud in everybody else's ears. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, don't worry about it. It should be okay now. At least for me, it should be fine. But alright then, let's keep going.
So who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume?
Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah. Why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. 1 second, Judge. Yep, I'm ready now. Who is the person in this photograph? Ooh, this is gonna be crazy. You'd reckon so. I doubt. We're saying it's not them. Far too big. Nah, far too big. Was with me the whole time. Was with me the whole time too. Is deceased, allegedly. Maybe she, like, comes back, I don't know, but I think it's probably safe to assume that no. I mean, this is the person that we've always wanted to try and, pin it on at this juncture. Alright then, we're going for it. Take that! Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? Well, for starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night. And how does all that add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife, with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon! Why don't you just say what it is you want, right?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around.
The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order! Order! Ooh, it looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Is it me or is game audio now a tad quieter? Did I accidentally change that to... Hang on. Oh, I can't turn down... Okay, I can't turn down OBS without turning down the game volume, so it wasn't that. It must be then that... Hang on. Soundboard. Oh, I can't see it here, can I? It was in another bit there. So it's not OBS itself. It might be something other than that. Or was OBS that much? I think OBS might be down to that, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to look at those alerts later. For now, let's just have everything back the way it was, and I'll fix it up all. I'll fix it all up later. How about that? Anyway, ba-da-ba, and then ba-da-ba. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
All right, this is it.
This is kind of bad for us.
Huh? What do you mean?
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to the court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day.
One more day. Ah!
If If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the courts!
Definitively do not wait and see. You've got to object and say, no, I need it now. Probably obviously. Now then. Objection! Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass the verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not... Hold it. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But, we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan. Even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness.
Everything was planned out in advance by that man?
Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over.
Exactly. Very well. We will call in the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witnesses in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
And we shall very, very, very soon take us our next stop of the video before moving to the next one. So we'll save our progress into the slot. And we will do well to not do a save by this point. Because I imagine March 22nd, 2014, defendant court number number 3. And before we see any more, go right to title screen, because that is where this episode unfortunately now has to end. It's getting to run about that time period, and it has been a very, very interesting one as always. Just like old times, with some old faces coming back. Some of them I wish never came back at all, but that's just what this game does. It likes to bring in those characters, you know how it be. But a very interesting episode and a very fun one to do, nonetheless. So when we return, it will be a time to press and question Miss Andrews over everything and see what becomes of that in particular, and what everything else there. And also, what the heck is Maya up to? She's trying to stage her breakaway or something. Because we never really got too far in that part either. She just slipped the card in the door to get out, and yeah, that all happened as such. But yeah, nothing more than that. But we find ourselves ready for some more of this next time in the next episode. So all of you in Twitch land, let's give you some linkies just in case you've missed anything of this video and want to watch it back for any reason. Then do not fret, we'll give you the Laura Petal VOD YouTube channel link where this highlight will be made and posted in about a week's time. So do check back on that for your viewing pleasure. If you want to catch up, if you want to see this all again, please feel free to do that. And if you are watching this right now in our YouTube land highlights, it has been a pleasure to do this, and I really hope you've had a fun time with this. Do let me know if you have, of course. Leave your likes and comments down below. And if you'd like to go further with your love and support to see more of this series or anything else we get up to in the future, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well. Those things are all super helpful and appreciated. And of course, make sure to check the links in the description as well to see where my social feeds are. You can see my Discord invite link is down there as well. And you can see my Twitch link is there as well. If you want the chance to come along and see one of these live streams done live, then we would be happy to have you. But with all of that said and done, we are finishing today's episode, and we are continuing next time when Justice for All returns. What is Miss Andrews' true role in all of this? Will we get Maya back? Who is the killer really, and what is his goal? All of those we will get closer to answering next time. But this has been a lot of fun. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If we've improved your day as a result of this video, then that is lovely to hear. I hope I get the chance to do it again for you at some point in the future. But with all of that said, please stay you and stay awesome. Have a wonderful rest of your day or plans, whatever there may be. If you want to enjoy more of my videos, then please feel free to do that. And thank you very much in advance. But if this is it until next time, then I hope that you stay safe. I love and appreciate you all, and thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves until next time. See you for more Ace Attorney, or whatever else comes up soon. Until then, take care. Bye!